This week on Lexington Now, a conversation with Lexington's new fire chief, cold weather safety, and preventing thefts from your car. I'm Neil Noah, and welcome to Lexington Now for the week of January 18th, 2021. Earlier this month, we brought you highlights from the official ceremony welcoming Lexington's new fire chief. This week, we caught up with him to get to know him a little better and see where he envisions the department going forward.
So my name is Jason Wells. As of January 4th, 2021, I was sworn in by Mayor Gordon as Lexington's 19th fire chief. Very surreal and exciting moment for me. I'm the son of a firefighter. My dad came on the job in 1982 on the Lexington Fire Department, served for 27 years prior to his retirement. I initially graduated from high school in 1992 and went to UK. And I was there, and it sort of hit a point in my life where I became a little bit frustrated with where I was. I really didn't find the meaning that I was hoping to find initially there at school. And as I was talking to my dad about it, and he said, well, you know, the fire department's always an option for you. So the next hiring process, I signed up, and I was extremely fortunate. I got hired at 21 years old, very, very young to come on the job, but I did, and I came on the job in 1996. Was assigned at Station 7 on Tates Creek Road, Station 16, which you may recognize as the underground station for several years. Was promoted to lieutenant and worked a couple of different assignments, and then landed at Station 4 on Jefferson Street. Kind of an old school neighborhood firehouse. You're right plopped in the middle of that neighborhood, so we really got to know the people. I enjoyed it so much that I ended up spending about 13 years there until I promoted out of that station. It always was important to me to do something that had meaning. So it had to be something that was a meaningful career where I felt like I was making a difference in somebody's life. And throughout the years, I witnessed that. I witnessed my father coming home and maybe talking about a call that they had made, but I also witnessed the camaraderie that lives within the fire service. So the people that he worked with were more like family than they were like colleagues. He's been a huge influence, and it's not necessarily the things he would say. It's just witnessing the way that he acted and his interactions with other people. He's a very quiet, stable leader, and people naturally wanted to follow him because of their loyalty, not because of his demeanor, and not because he demanded it, but because people respected him, and that's been probably the single biggest influence on my leadership style as well. In the interim of all of my assignments, I had gone back to school, finished my bachelor's degree, and earned an MBA. And when I got upstairs and started getting involved in some of the human resources functions and some of the budgeting and things like that, I found that it allowed me to leverage my education and continue to serve in a little bit different way. So that was a lot of fun. I can remember distinctly 25 years ago having discussions with my fellow classmates in our recruit academy that, gosh, if I can make captain, that is going to be the pinnacle. You get to ride a fire truck, and that's the highest rank where you still ride an engine or a ladder, and that's what I want to do, and I want to be at that level. And I had almost 20 years on when I finally made major and promoted out of the fire station, and even at that point had really no ambition of coming to administration. But as I became more and more involved in the administration of the fire department, I realized more and more that there is an opportunity to make a difference. I have lived in Lexington for the vast majority of my adult life. I grew up in Winchester and moved to Lexington in 1992 to go to UK. Been here for the most part ever since. I've been married for almost 20 years. I have one daughter. She's 8 years old. She is a whole lot of fun and a whole lot of attitude. You know, at that age, they're a tremendous amount of fun, and she's sort of figuring out who she is. Knowing the time that has to go into it and the demands of a position like this, my family had to be completely on board, and thankfully they were, and they supported me 100% in this journey, and I'm very thankful for that. First of all, you have to recognize, and I would be foolish to not recognize, that we have a lot of challenges. We are in the middle of a worldwide pandemic, and that's not going away tomorrow. It's going to take a lot of time for vaccines to sort of process in, and we don't know what that's going to look like. We don't know what the time frame is. There are economic repercussions from the virus that we're going to be feeling for a while. Socially, there is a lot going on in the world. We are in the midst of some significant social change. With that said, I'm extremely excited. I think the opportunities that are out there for us to partner with our other agencies within the government, with entities outside the government, to deliver service to the community are limitless. And we're limited only by our creativity in a lot of instances. One of my focuses is our service delivery. And when you think about fire service delivery, the thing that comes to mind is the tones going off and we make an emergency response. We help someone at the worst moment potentially in their life. And that's very, very important. But service delivery comes in a lot of different forms. And one of the things that we've discovered over the last several years is programs like our smoke alarm installation program, like our car seat installation program, like our community paramedicine program. Those programs are meeting people out in the community where they are, instead of relying on them to have an emergency first and then call us to come fix it. And so those are some kind of innovative ways that we're getting out there and delivering service that are a little bit non-traditional. And I'll talk a little bit about what my 3 priorities maybe are for the department. So obviously service delivery, I want to continue to be innovative. We have some amazingly smart people. Operational efficiency, be it emergency response or non-traditional ways of delivering service. I'm excited about that, and that's certainly a priority of mine. Also, diversity and inclusion within the department. I'm actively looking for ways of increasing our ability to get the message out to the community at large that regardless of who you are, the fire service is a career option for you. And we want to make sure that we're touching everybody in the community to make sure that they're aware that this is an opportunity. The other side of that equation is the inclusiveness. Diversity without inclusion isn't that great. But when you have the whole picture and people know that they're valued, they know that their opinion matters, and regardless of who you are, if you come on this job, you're respected and you know that we appreciate you. That's kind of the full picture of the diversity and inclusion within this organization. I'm excited about what we can do. And then the final component of my 3 priorities is overall firefighter wellness. We've done some amazing work. Chief Chilton, in her tenure, made some tremendous progress in mental health of firefighters, really starting to recognize that taking care of firefighters allows them to deliver the service that the community needs. And it's an area that was underappreciated and understudied for a long, long time. I want to make sure we don't drop the ball on the initiatives that she started. We're going to take it, we're going to run with it, and hopefully maybe even expand some of those things. So it's more of a holistic view of firefighter wellness, not just taking care of your aches and pains and bumps and bruises, but also taking care of your mental health as well. So those are the 3 priorities that I think are really important to keep us moving forward, and we're going to continue to try to do everything we can to best serve this community.
After the break, staying safe in cold weather.
I wear a mask so I can safely fly out of Lexington Airport to go see my grandson because I like grocery shopping and going out shopping with my daughters.
So I can feel safe when I go shopping or go to the grocery.
In memory of my husband, Bill McCann, who was a community leader, and he would have supported this cause.
Help me and wear yours too.
Help me and wear a mask too.
Welcome back to Lexington Now. Among the many challenges during the cold weather months is knowing how to prepare against and recognize the signs of potential cold-related injuries. Here's what you need to know. Like it or not, winter is upon us, and it often brings hazards like snow and ice. But there is another danger that is not as frequently addressed, and that is the cold. During especially cold weather, it is best to stay indoors. But if you must venture out, here are some guidelines you should follow to stay safe. Dress warmly in layered clothing, including a hat, a scarf, or knit mask to cover your face and mouth, sleeves that are snug at the wrist, mittens, a water-resistant coat, and water-resistant boots. Avoid exertion, as cold weather puts an extra strain on the heart. Those with heart disease or high blood pressure should follow their doctor's advice about shoveling snow or performing other activities in the cold. When outside, avoid walking on ice and keep your steps and walkways as free of snow and ice as possible. Be on the lookout for signs of hypothermia and frostbite, two common cold weather-related health problems. Warning signs of hypothermia, which is an abnormally low body temperature, include shivering, exhaustion, confusion, fumbling hands, memory loss, slurred speech, and drowsiness. If you detect symptoms of hypothermia, seek medical care immediately. Get the victim into a warm room and remove any wet clothing. Warm the center of the body first with an electric blanket if available. Otherwise, use skin-to-skin contact under loose, dry layers of blankets, clothes, towels, or sheets. Warm beverages can help increase the body temperature, but do not use alcoholic beverages. Warning signs of frostbite or an injury to the body caused by freezing include redness or pain in any skin area, white or grayish-yellow skin, skin that feels unusually firm or waxy, and numbness. If you detect symptoms of frostbite, seek medical care immediately. Get the victim into a warm room and immerse the affected area in warm, not hot, water. Do not rub the frostbitten area with snow or massage it, as this can cause more damage. Do not use a heating pad, heat lamp, or the heat of a stove, fireplace, or radiator for warming, as the frostbitten areas are numb and can be easily burned. These procedures are not substitutes for medical care, and all emergencies should be reported to a physician or healthcare provider. If you follow these simple rules and exercise caution, you can weather the worst winter has to offer and come out healthy on the other side when the warm breezes of spring start to blow. One of the most common and preventable crimes in Lexington is theft from autos. Brenna Angel gives us some tips on avoiding becoming a victim.
Thefts from automobiles can unfortunately happen any time of day and anywhere in Lexington. We've seen it happen. Last year in 2020, we had about 2,000 reported thefts from automobiles, and it's a really frustrating experience for the victim because they come out and they see that their car light may be on, that their car has been rummaged through, and maybe some valuable things have been taken. Anything and everything can be stolen from a vehicle. If you can leave it in your car, it can be stolen from your car. Like I said, anything from purses, wallets, medication, jewelry. We've seen wedding rings that are stolen. Certainly, firearms are a major concern. There were more than 300 firearms stolen from vehicles in Lexington in 2020. That's very concerning because a lot of times those firearms are never recovered. A stolen firearm is a crime gun. And so it was used, someone took it, and they may then use that firearm to engage in other criminal activity. And that's really something we want to drive home with people is that it's an unsafe habit. If you are leaving your firearm in your vehicle, we would really encourage people not to do that. So that's why we say always make sure that valuables are taken out of the vehicle, and that includes guns. It's one of the most frequently occurring crimes that happens in Lexington. Fortunately, though, it's very preventable. So what we encourage people to do is to always take valuables out of the car. Valuables include money, wallets, prescription medication, jewelry, and especially firearms. All of those need to go out of the vehicle anytime it's left unattended, and to always make sure that the vehicle is locked. A lot of times what we call a car break-in is really not a break-in at all. Someone has just accidentally left their vehicle unlocked. What we frequently see are criminals who walk around a neighborhood at any time of day, really, and they're checking car handles. They're looking for easy opportunities to take things. Most of them, I would say, are crimes of opportunity. Occasionally we will see, and this has happened to me personally in my own family, where a window is smashed. And usually that's because an item is left in plain view, or you have someone that's watching. So if you go to the gym or to a park, these are places where people may have brought something with them, but they don't want to have it on them, like a purse or a briefcase, something like that. They don't want to have it with them while they're at the park or at the gym, and so they'll try to hide it underneath a front seat or underneath a coat. Thieves know to look at those places, and they may be watching you in the parking lot and you're not aware of it. So occasionally we do see instances where a car window has been smashed to gain entry into the vehicle. Another valuable thing that people may not think about is a spare key. A spare key is also considered a very valuable item because that then gives the thief entry into possibly another vehicle. And so what sometimes happens is we not only have a car break-in, but we have a stolen vehicle, because someone may have a spare key in one car. They accidentally left that car unlocked. And so now the thief says, oh, I have this key, click, click, it goes to the car that's parked in the driveway right next door, and now they have a stolen vehicle. It does happen where we're able to recover items. The biggest thing is if you do have a firearm or any valuable item, this goes for iPads, laptops, and certainly firearms, your serial number. Make sure you have that information readily available, because if we do recover something that we believe is stolen, that's how we're going to be able to get it back to the victim and track where it may have gone. So if you park your car or truck or SUV outside anywhere, whether it's at your home, at your place of business, while you're out shopping, while you're at the park or the gym, then you are susceptible to being a victim of theft from an automobile. And we don't want that to happen. So the easiest thing to do, take stuff out, always lock your doors.
COVID-19 vaccinations have been arriving in Kentucky over the last several weeks and have been being administered to frontline workers and first responders. We caught up with the Health Department's Kevin Hall to update us on the progress.
So this is the Lexington Fayette County Health Department's third vaccination clinic for COVID-19. We're at Consolidated Baptist Church. Our first time was a drive-through event. We only did about 200 that day. The last time that we did this, there were about 900, and today we're looking at doubling that and close to 1,800 vaccinations to our healthcare workers in Phase 1A. With more than 20,000 Phase 1A healthcare workers in Lexington, it's going to be a while before we're able to go into the other phases. We have on our website, lochd.org, a chance for healthcare workers to sign up for notifications about future clinics, and we want you to do that. We want you to get that alert so you can sign up, get the vaccine in your arm, and start getting protected. 2 weeks ago, we started giving doses to first responders because we knew we'd need their help to get through this. Our long-term goal is not to be providing vaccinations to everyone in Lexington. It's to get the healthcare workers protected so they can start giving it to their regular audience. The people who are coming in for the normal visits, they're going to see those members of the community. One of the biggest misconceptions the public has is that there's a stockpile of vaccines somewhere in Lexington. What we're seeing here with the health department is we get the vaccine in on Monday and we put it into the healthcare workers' arms on Wednesday. No dose goes to waste. So if anybody is wondering why it's not happening faster, it's going as absolutely fast as it possibly can. You've heard people say it's a medical miracle that this is available, but all the greatest minds in the pharmacy industry were working on this to get this out to the public. It's great that we have the vaccine, but it makes too many people complacent because they think that they are either A, going to get the vaccine tomorrow or the next week, and that's simply not the case, or they think that it's just the magic bullet that's just going to solve everything. It is a tool in the toolbox to get us through this. Right now, they need to continue as they have been, wear their masks, stay at least 6 feet apart from others, and really limit how much you're going out and around others. Once the vaccine is available to you, you're not immediately protected. You have to get the second dose, and then it takes time to build that immunity. So you want to make sure that you get that second dose. I've seen reports where they talked about a person got the first dose and still got COVID. That's because it doesn't become effective fully until you get that second dose. And even then, it's not 100%, but it's still a high level of protection. It's a 4-week interval in between the first and second dose. Now, it can be longer, but it can't be any sooner than 4 weeks. After you get that second dose, you are going to have that protection, but it does not mean that you can completely go back out and live your life prior to COVID-19. You still want to listen to the public health officials, wear that mask, stay 6 feet apart, and limit your travel until you hear otherwise.
Most meetings at City Hall continue to run virtually, but we are bringing many of these meetings to you live. Check out our website for the most accurate and up-to-date coverage of city business. And for the latest on how the city is handling the pandemic, visit our official response site, including testing sites. Simply click on the banner at the top of our homepage. That's all for now, but as always, you can keep up with us on social media, check out the latest traffic updates on Twitter @LexRex, or catch our live traffic cams on LexingtonKY.gov. For all of us at Lex TV, I'm Neil Noah, and that's it for now.